Welcome to the TOEFL Listening section. In this section, you will listen to an academic lecture and then answer questions about what you heard. You may take notes while you listen. You will have time to review your notes before answering the questions. Listen to part of a lecture in a university class. You will hear the lecture only once, so listen carefully. After the lecture, you will answer some questions about what you heard. Some questions ask about the main ideas and supporting details. Other questions ask you to make inferences or connections between ideas. Answer each question based on what is stated or implied in the lecture.
Good morning. Today we will examine fish schooling behavior, with emphasis on collective movement and predator avoidance. We will combine behavioral observations, sensory mechanisms, and theoretical models to understand how thousands of individuals achieve coordinated motion and reduce predation risk. First, I want to define terms. Shoaling refers to any social aggregation of fish. Schooling is a special case of shoaling, where individuals swim in a coordinated, synchronized way with alignment and polarization. Our focus is schooling, because coordinated motion is central to predator avoidance. Field studies of herring, anchovy, and sardine schools show striking patterns. For example, sardines during the South African sardine run form dense bait balls when chased by predators. These bait balls are compressed spheres or torus-shaped groupings that increase dilution of risk for each fish. There are three commonly cited anti-predator mechanisms in schooling. First is the dilution effect. In a larger school, each individual has a lower chance of being eaten. Second is the confusion effect. Highly synchronized turning and similar appearance make it difficult for a predator to single out a target. Third is the many eyes effect. More individuals increase the probability of early detection of a predator. How do fish coordinate so well? Sensory systems are key. Vision allows fish to observe the orientation and motion of neighbors over tens of body lengths in clear water. The lateral line detects water movements created by close neighbors and is important at short ranges or in murky conditions. Together, these senses let fish follow local cues. Behaviorally, experiments show that individual fish use simple, local interaction rules. They tend to align with nearby neighbors, maintain a preferred nearest neighbor distance, and avoid collisions. Empirical work suggests that many species effectively pay attention to about 6 or 7 nearest neighbors, rather than all members of the school. To formalize this, we use agent-based models like Reynolds' original Boyd's model, and the Vicsek model. These models implement alignment, attraction, and repulsion rules. Remarkably, with only these local rules, you can reproduce the large-scale polarization and rapid collective turns we observe in the field. An important empirical finding is the propagation of escape waves. When a predator attacks, a directional wave of rapid turns and speed increases moves through the school faster than any single fish could swim. This is because information is relayed locally from neighbor to neighbor, mediated by visual cues and the lateral line. Trade-offs are central to understanding schooling. A very dense, polarized school may be excellent at avoiding predators through dilution and confusion, but it can reduce individual foraging success and increase competition for food. Conversely, looser shoals may forage more efficiently, but pay a higher predation risk. We also have experimental manipulations that reveal mechanism. Robotic fish and virtual fish presentations have demonstrated that fish will align with artificial agents that mimic motion cues. In one study, a robotic leader could steer an entire school by producing the correct local motion patterns, showing how local rules scale to group decisions. Conservation and fisheries implications follow. Large schools are targeted by fisheries, and disturbing schooling behavior can change predation dynamics. Understanding schooling allows better management of species that rely on collective defense, and it informs design of marine protected areas that consider how schools move in space and time. When I say that schools produce confusion for predators, I mean that rapid synchronous turns and high polarization make it difficult for a predator to track and target a single fish. To conclude, schooling is an emergent collective behavior produced by simple interaction rules, supported by vision and the lateral line, and shaped by trade-offs between predator avoidance and foraging. In our next session, we will examine specific quantitative metrics for polarization and nearest neighbor distance, and how to measure escape wave speed in the field.
Listen again to part of the lecture. Then answer the question.
When I say that schools produce confusion for predators, I mean that rapid synchronous turns and high polarization make it difficult for a predator to track and target a single fish.
This concludes the listening section. For more TOEFL practice tests and study materials, visit Spinta.org.